Hey everyone, Craig Stage, Superintendent for the Athens Area School District. I'm sitting here with Mr. David Gabriel and Mr. Jamie McNeil, Principal and Assistant Principal here at the high school. It's been about 6 weeks since the start of school, and the big issue before starting school was the re-emphasis on the cell phone rule. Mr. Gabriel, can you just quickly kind of give us a real quick, like one or two lines about what the cell phone rule is?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. Cell phone rule has actually always existed.
Yeah.
We've just really ramped up some consequences for it. So you can only, your cell phone has to be off and in your bag throughout the day.
Right.
The kids can have it during lunch for whatever they want. That's kind of their break to use it. If the teacher gives discretion to use it in the classroom, then they're more than welcome to use it in the classroom.
You know, one of the things I've noticed in the hallways is you put up some signage.
We did. We actually were working with Stephanie Hillman. Came up with the phrase. It was great. Nice job, Steph. Disconnect to reconnect. So we got some signs made up for formal areas of the building, for classrooms, and in all of the areas where the kids have study halls and they're going to be.
Right. So one of your focus, both of you, you're not new to the building, but you're in new roles this year.
Oh, yes.
And you are really trying to listen and learn about what it takes for us to be focused on learning. And so your big thing was we wanted to get back to learning as our priority. And you felt that having a focus on the cell phone rule would help us disconnect to reconnect. And again, Mrs. Hellman chipped in for that little cool little saying. So it's been in place about 6 weeks. And Mr. McNeil, being the assistant principal, when kids don't follow the rules per se, I think you're the first line of defense once they get past the teachers. Are you seeing like this crushing wave of consequences and infractions when it comes to the cell phone rule?
No, actually, not at all. So we've been 6 weeks, and I think if I was to check the list, there'd probably only be 14 names on there of students that actually violated the first offense, and we only have one student that is on their second offense. It's not bad at all. The other thing with the rule that I wondered how it would happen is after a kid has their phone taken, like what are they going to do when they come down here? Are they going to be really agitated and aggravated, or are they going to be accepting? And I haven't had any students that have used any sort of language that have come down and demanded their phone back. They all are very accepting. Yep, I know, I screwed up. Here you go. I call the parents. Some of the parents are like, yep, I'll be right down. I even had a parent that said, well, they're grounded for a month and it can sit there for a month and I'll come get it when they're done.
So the partnership with Home has been pretty positive too?
I haven't had any parents, any negative, anything with any parents about it. They're all very open, accepting. Some will say, I'm glad. Wish you would have done this years ago.
Right, yeah. And I think, as a district, we try to evolve. And first we thought that, using mobile phones with, Wi-Fi technology and ability to, get out on the internet was a learning tool. And that was before we were probably one-to-one. And now we have computers and phones, and now with social media and all the things that go along with a cell phone, on the top of it being a huge distraction. Had to rethink that, and that's a learning experience for us as well as a district, and as educators we've learned that probably having a cell phone is more of a distraction from learning than it is an actual helping tool. So what are the kids saying?
Well, quite a bit actually, and I think that you should probably go and find out for yourself.
I think I'm going to do that. Actually, I'm going to go out and try to find some kids and see what they say about this and how it's going for them. But maybe I'll find some teachers too. Have you heard from them?
Actually, yeah, we have heard from a lot of teachers. I would definitely maybe interact with them too to see exactly maybe what their thoughts are. But it's been a great, just an overwhelming, I guess, outpour of thank you. We should have done this a while ago, and they have their own manageable rules within the classroom. So it's been working.
Well, I will be curious to see what our students say, and I'll be curious to see if our teachers say something similar. Thank you, guys. And if you don't mind, I'm going to walk around and see who I can talk to.
Sounds good. You know where all the entrances are to all the rooms?
Yep.
Just check.
Hope so.
Okay.
Been here once or twice.
Okay, just checking.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Okay, so here I am. I'm standing here with Ben Johnson. Ben, what grade are you in?
I'm in 10th grade.
10th grade. So Not your first year at the high school.
No, sir.
So you know that the rules have changed a little bit. The cell phone rule is a little bit different this year.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
How's it been?
Hasn't been bad. Little hard getting used to, but you know,
Do you find yourself going through withdrawal?
not really, honestly.
Uh-huh.
I work all summer, so I'm kind of used to not being on my phone. So it wasn't really that hard of a jump from last year's school year. It's definitely a little different, but
Yeah. Do you feel like it's now less of a distraction knowing that you can't use it?
I do. I noticed my grades have increased slightly. So,
Seriously?
Yes, so I'm doing a little bit better in classes. So.
Okay. I
But-
didn't anticipate that. I mean, we do want kids to focus on learning a little bit more.
Yeah, of course.
That's pretty neat.
Definitely.
Ben, if you wanted to say that this was a good thing or a bad thing, what would you say?
For educational purposes, a good thing.
Okay.
I'm sure there's a couple changes I wouldn't mind having, like during study halls and other things,
Right.
but I can see the point.
So for right now, the only time you can use your cell phone is during lunch. Okay, just out here trying to get some more feedback from our students. I got Jada and Sophia. Jada, what grade are you in?
9.
Sophia,
9.
you're both in 9th grade. So your first year at the high school, right? How's it going so far?
Good. I don't know.
Happy to be a freshman?
I guess.
Yeah? Okay. So I'm asking people about the cell phone rule. What are your thoughts? Is it going well? Going not well? How do you feel?
I like it, but I also don't like it.
Okay. What do you like about it?
I get my work done better.
That's great. What don't you like about it?
I got yelled at.
Why?
For being on my phone and texting my mom that I needed clothes
Okay.
for my dad.
Good. All right.
And I thought it was very unreasonable why I got yelled at.
Okay. So are there times that you can use your cell phone?
No, not at all.
Now I've heard, rumor is.
Except for lunch.
Aha, there it is, lunch. Okay, got it. So overall, do you feel like you get your work done? So there's a pro to having the cell phone rule,
Yeah.
but the con is when I need something, I might need to use my phone. Okay. Thank you. Appreciate your time. All right, on to the next. So I'm here with Mrs. Lloyd, right?
Correct.
Mrs. Lloyd, new last name, so I'm getting used to it too. Sorry, Mrs. Lloyd. I know you're a relatively new teacher, right?
Yes.
So the cell phone rule, you might not have a long history, but it's different this year, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on it?
I really enjoy it so far. I think that all the students have been more focused and actually engaged in class.
Okay.
Like there really haven't been many problems in the classrooms, and the kids actually talk to each other now.
They did one thing we haven't talked about. They actually interact with each other. How
Yes.
about that? Are you seeing kids complaining a lot about the cell phone rule, or do you hear a lot about it?
The first week, it was definitely a little bit of a challenge, I think, for the kids. But being like 2 months into school now, not really at all.
Not so much.
Yeah.
Not so much. Well, I appreciate your feedback.
Yeah.
Thank
anytime.
you. Have a great day.
You too.
Okay, back again, looking at Mr. Harris. Mr. Harris, what do you teach?
English,
English at the high school, right?
high school English.
How long you been here, Mr. Harris?
I think 10 years now.
10 years. So you've seen cell phones and the evolution of cell phones and how kids use them in our classroom for the last 10 years, right?
Mhm.
So this year the focus is a little bit more like let's follow the policy a little bit more strictly. Let's really focus on disconnecting to reconnecting. I've heard that a lot. So what's your take on the cell phone rule this year?
I quite like it. I like not seeing them. I feel like they're more attentive. We're not having that distraction.
Oh,
kinda
so-
going back.
You're getting some attention. You're getting more attention
Yep.
focused on the learning.
Yep, definitely.
Any cons that you see to the cell phone rule?
Not a whole lot.
Now, I asked Mr. McNeil, and he said there's been very few consequences this year, like kids being sent to the office for it, like less than 2 dozen, less than a dozen, or more than a dozen, less than 2 dozen. Have you had to handle it a lot in your classroom?
Maybe once tops, we address it and it was done. We've been clear from the start and it has not been an issue.
Right. Do kids complain?
Not really, no. A couple of them said they liked not having it around.
Well, Mr. Harris, I appreciate your feedback.
Yeah, no problem.
I'm going to go find some more kids and teachers.
Alrighty.
Thank you so much. How do you feel about the cell phone rule?
I think it's stupid
Why?
because.
What grade are you in, first of all?
9.
And what's your name?
Abigail Barlow.
Abigail Barlow. Okay, Abigail. Why do you think it's silly?
Because people still go on their phones anyways.
They still do.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I found some juniors. I have Ava Hughes, right?
Yep.
And Maddie Hiley.
Yeah.
Right. So, Ava, let's start with you. How do you feel about the cell phone rule this year? I know it's different.
I think it's completely fine. The only time like I kind of wish I could use it is when I truly don't have any work like in study halls.
Okay, fair. Maddie, how about you? How do you feel about the cell phone rule this year?
Yeah, I agree with Ava on that. I feel like besides like study halls, like that's like the only time I ever want my phones because
Yeah.
sometimes like I literally don't have anything to do in study halls.
Yeah.
So I normally just leave on OC, but
So you're always done with your work. Study halls are typically for getting things done.
Yeah.
You guys are like, I'm done. I could use it then. But you
Yeah.
do get a chance to use your cell phone this year. When is that?
During lunch.
lunches.
During lunches. Got it. Do you take advantage of that and use it during lunch?
Yeah.
Do you feel more focused during the classroom time now that you know you can't use your cell phone?
I'd say kind of, yeah.
Okay.
'Cause I'm never
I
on
would
it.
say like a lot of people feel that way.
Oh, good, good. Oh, guys, I appreciate your feedback. And make sure you tell your friends to follow us on YouTube, right?
Okay.
Got it?
Yeah.
Will do.
Like and subscribe.
All right.
So I found another student. Now, you're Addie Wheeler, right? And you're a senior.
Yeah.
Correct. I've been talking to 9th graders, 10th graders, 11th graders. Now I got a senior. I've talked to all sorts of teachers. Addie, how do you feel about the cell phone rule as a senior?
It hasn't really affected me.
What?
Yeah. In,
Really? Why?
In class, I just do other work if I have free time.
Okay.
So that's how I make up for
Have you seen it affect some of your classmates?
not noticeably.
No?
No.
Have you seen a lot of kids get caught with their cell phones?
No.
No.
No, I haven't.
Okay. Well, you seem to be the easygoing kind of student.
Yeah.
You're an easy wildcat. I got it. Well, thank you, Addie Wheeler. I appreciate you. Okay, I just left Addie Wheeler, and I found another senior. What's your name?
Ryan Gorman.
Ryan Gorman. Gorman, you're a senior this year.
Yep.
Okay, so you've been in the high school for a while, right? You've had the cell phone rule for 4 years now, and this year they're putting a little bit more focus on it. Yep. So, Ryan, how do you feel about the cell phone rule so far this year?
Honestly, hasn't caused many problems. You know.
Really?
Not much has changed. It's honestly kind of better, in my opinion.
Have you heard students complain about it?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. What are their complaints?
You know that they can't use it during class. You know, when they have free time, or they can't use it during study hall, or you know, that sort of thing.
Do you feel like class is different or not different because of the cell phone rule this year?
Not too different.
Not too different?
We don't use our phones too much, but sometimes we do for resources, and so sometimes that, you know, sometimes we don't use it. But.
Right. Ryan, I've learned that you are allowed to use your cell phone during lunch. Do you use it during lunch?
Well, typically I go in OC during lunch. So
okay.
Yeah.
Definitely then, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are you one of those people that at Wendy's getting the meals that they all get?
The biggie bags?
The biggie bags. Yeah, you're the guy. Okay. There's a crew there I ever run into every once in a while. That it's awesome. So, Ryan, thank you for your feedback. I appreciate it. Have a great. All right, I just left Ryan Gorman. I found a class full of seniors, and I thought I'd grab one more. Tell everybody out here in the world your name.
My name's Lohith. I'm a senior.
Lohith. Okay. How do you feel about the cell phone rule, Lohith?
I think it's okay, but I think you should be allowed to use it in a study hall and in the hallways, but not in class.
Okay. So you don't think it's a terrible rule, but you think it should be changed a little bit.
Yeah.
So Lohith, tell me, what are you thinking? Like, why do you think you should use it in study hall and in the hallways?
Some people have nothing else to do because they don't have OC.
Okay.
And some people can't drive even if they have OC.
So the ones that don't have OC, can't find anything to do, get their work done in time, should be allowed to do that.
Yeah.
Okay. So if there was a message to Mr. Gabriel and Mr. McNeil, that would be it.
Yeah, I have another message too.
Okay, go ahead.
If you have OC, you should be able to use the open gym, the old gym for basketball.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't know we were taking tips and suggestions, but I think that's a great one, and we'll pass that along to them.
Thanks.
Thank you very much, Lohith. Hey, Mr. Yaus, how are you today?
I am doing very well, thank you.
I'm good. I am walking around the Athens Area High School, and I have talked to some students. I've talked to some teachers. I found you in the hallway. I want to know, how is the cell phone rule going for you?
I have not had any issues in my classroom at all.
Right.
With the cell phone.
Awesome.
I just had one student in the hallway that refused to put it away.
Okay.
But over, what are we, 6th week of school now, or
Yep.
8th week? and I have not had any issues.
Have you noticed any differences in your classroom?
Absolutely. Students are way quicker to focus and stay on task much longer, and are less likely to go to Mathly or Brainly or any of those assisted technologies.
So you're telling me they're really disconnecting and reconnecting to their learning.
That's the way it's happening.
It's been a pretty good phrase, and we're using it. So thank you, Mr.
Yes,
Yaus.
You're welcome. Have a great day.